Hello students, I am Mohammad Rizwan. Today we are going to see the types of graphs. In maths, we deal with a lot of numbers. For example, equations, integers, fractions and so on. But looking at numbers all the time can get very confusing and tiresome. For this reason, sometimes we take the help of bar graphs, tables, charts, etc. to make sense of all these numbers. Children, do you know that the invention of writing started with pictures? That's right. During the first few centuries, humankind used pictures to convey information. Pictographs are based on the same principle that humans have been using for centuries. Come, let us learn more about them. A pictograph is the representation of data using images. Pictographs represent the frequency of data using symbols or images relevant to the data. This is one of the simplest ways to represent statistical data, and studying a pictograph is made extremely easy as well. In this chapter, let us learn about types of graphs. Learning outcomes. After the completion of this lesson, you will be able to know to learn different types of graphs to understand linear graph. Keywords from this lesson are data, graph, quantities, comparison, average, percentage, vertical line, horizontal line, dependent variable and independent variable. Let us see firstly bar graph. A bar graph is a type of graph which is used to show comparisons between different categories. In this type of graph, bars of uniform width is used to represent different quantities and their height is proportional to their respective values. This is a bar graph which shows the profit of the company over different years. Double bar graph. This is the same as the bar graph, but two types of data are shown here simultaneously. Generally, this type of graph is used to show a comparison between two data. This double bar graph shows the average temperature in different seasons in two different years. Green bars show the temperature in 1950 and pink bars shows the temperature in 2000. Hence, we can easily compare the up and downs in average temperature from 1950 to 2000. A pie chart or circle graph. When we represent the given data in the circular form, then it is said to be a pie chart. It shows the part of a whole. This pie chart shows the percentage of people watching different kinds of movies. From this chart, we can easily get that the maximum number of people like romantic movies and the least number of people like drama movies. Histogram. When we have grouped data in the form of class intervals, then we can draw a histogram. It is also a bar graph, but there is no gap between the bars as it is a graph of continuous data. This histogram shows the distribution of people in a society according to their age. Line graph. When we need to see the changes continuously over a period of time, then we use a line graph. Here, the horizontal line x-axis shows the number of days and the vertical line y-axis shows the rainfall in mm on every successive day. By this line graph, we can easily understand the changes in rainfall during these 9 days of a month. Linear graph. A line graph, which is a whole unbroken line, is called a linear graph. Location of a point. For making a linear graph, we use the Cartesian plane. It is that system on which we mark the points with the help of vertical and horizontal lines. This is a Cartesian plane which is like a square grid sheet. We make a horizontal line x-axis and a vertical line y-axis, which divides it into 4 quadrants. Coordinates of a point. To write the coordinates of a point, we need an x-coordinate and a y-coordinate of a point. X-coordinate tells how many units to move right or left. It is also called the abscissa. Y-coordinate tells how many units to move up or down. It is also called the ordinate. While writing the coordinates of a point in the coordinate plane, the x-coordinate comes first and then the y-coordinate. We place the coordinates in brackets. Coordinates of the point of intersection of the x-axis and y-axis is 0, 0. This is called origin. In the above figure, OB is equal to CA is equal to x-coordinate abscissa and CO is equal to AB is equal to y-coordinate, that is ordinate. We write the coordinates as x, y. Let us see an example. Plot the given points on the graph sheet. A 2, 3, B minus 3, 1, C minus 1.5, minus 2.5. Remark: if x not equal to y, then x, y is not equal to y, x, and x, y is equal to y, x if x equal to y. Some applications of graph. In our day-to-day life, there are so many situations where we can use the graph for comparisons and analysis. Independent variable. Anything which is completely independent and its movement does not depend on any other factor, then it is called independent variable. Dependent variable. Anything which increases or decreases with the movement of any other factor, or it is dependent or any other factor, it is called dependent variable. The relationship between the independent and dependent variable. The above graph shows the revenue will increase with the increase in the number of cars washed. So, the revenue is the dependent variable and the number of cars washed is the independent variable. Summary of the lesson. A bar graph is a type of graph which is used to show comparisons between different categories. In a double bar graph, two types of data are shown here simultaneously. Generally, this type of graph is used to show a comparison between two data. The given data is in circular form, then it is said to be a pie chart. In the grouped data in the form of class intervals, then we can draw a histogram. It is also a bar graph, but there is no gap between the bars as it is a graph of continuous data. A line graph, which is a whole unbroken line, is called a linear graph. Thanks for watching.